Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you guys are doing extremely well. Let's continue with this video. This is the second video of the Kotlin Multiplatform Mastery series. So in the first video we understood about what Kotlin Multiplatform is, why that's unique, why we should use that, what problem that solves. Okay. In this video we will actually create our first Kotlin Multiplatform project and I will show you what are the ways, and then we will discuss a little bit about project structures, running the apps, those things. So for creating the Kotlin multi-platform project, basically, so you are already, if you have checked out the first video, you will be already aware about that. It provides you multiple options, sharing the UI or sharing the just business logic and not the UI. So we have multiple options for creating the project. So first one is using the either Android Studio or IntelliJ IDEA latest version. Okay, so there you need to go to the new project. Even before that, I will say, so in the plugin sections, you need to check out one plugin, that is the Kotlin multi-platform. This plugin, this is the main plugin behind this Kotlin multi-platform support. Okay, so this plugin should be installed, and after that, you need to make sure it is enabled. And then after that, what you need to do is, so this technique I am telling you, this will apply to both IntelliJ IDEA and Android Studio. You need to go to the new project, and then you need to check out Kotlin multi-platform. Select this option, then application name, package. Then we can have wherever we want to store that, save locations, minimum Android SDK. Then if you go to next, it will ask you for picking up some options for which target you want to build. Android, iOS, they are by default selected. If you want to skip Android, sorry, iOS, desktop, if you want to keep all of them, or even if you want to write the server code as well here, Ktor server, okay, include tests. And then for the iOS and web, it provides you other options as well for UI. If you want to share UI or do not share UI, you have multiple options. If you share UI, it will be using the compose multi-platform. If you don't share UI, it will be using the Swift UI for the UI part. Okay, share UI, again here, do not share UI. It uses the React. If you don't share UI, it uses the React. If you share the UI, it uses the compose multi-platform. Okay, by doing this also you can create a new project. Okay, so after you will click on finish, it will be like opening the new project created there. You can open that, but I will show you one another way as well. That is the kmp.jetbrains.com. That is the Kotlin multi-platform wizard. Okay, so this is again, it provides you some options: project name, project ID, then the platforms, Android, iOS, share UI or do not share UI. Then we have desktop, then we have web. Okay, for web also share UI or not, those options. Then we have server with Ktor framework, include tests. After this, it will be creating a new project. So if you don't want to, let's say, do this, let's say first KMP app, let's name it. Okay, so again, if even if you don't look at this, if you go here templates gallery, it provides you multiple options here. So it have already built-in templates for shared UI multi-platform app. So this is basic app template for Android and iOS with a shared UI. Okay, you can pick up this template, or even you can find the source code for them, like source, or you can download that directly here. Okay, if you go here, you will find the GitHub. Okay, these are multiple templates. This is the native UI. So for Android and iOS, this is the native UI, just sharing the business logic. Okay, then we have this multi-platform library. If you are creating a library, that template, and this is the have shared UI multi-platform app configured with Amper. This is the sample for using the Amper build tool. Okay, again we have multiple samples. You can check them out. You can directly use them if you need to use. Okay, so let's say I click on download, it will show you this. Okay, and now let's open this in Android Studio. Okay, I will click on open, and then I will go to downloads directly. Then we have this. Okay, then let's open it. Can close this one old project. So it will be importing some Gradle project. It will be importing the dependencies and all other things. So here you can see we have project view as well, or Android view will be available there also. But mostly in the KMP project we use the project view. I like this one. Let it first import let it first import all the project. Then I will move on to the project structure and other things. Meanwhile it's setting up, I will show you one more thing. So let's see how the project structure looks like if we do the native UI, and we will be just using the Android and iOS for that. Do not share UI, you will be using that one, or even let's add web as well. Do not share UI, I will be showing you. So how this project structure will look like if I don't use desktop, let's say. Even let's do that. Let's name it first KMP app. It is not the CMP basically, I will say, because this is the Compose multi-platform is not used for all platforms. That's why. Let's download it, and I will extract this, and I will try to show you this one as well. So first of all, let's discuss this one. So this, if you see in this project structure, we have Compose app. This is the Compose multi-platform code will be going here, and now we have the platforms. Android. This is the Android specific code we can write here. This is kind of say you can say the Android app code, complete code. Android manifest is there. All the resources, Android related resources are there if you want to, and some Android specific things, bitmap, drawable. Okay, but you don't need them. You can add them in the common main as well. Then this is the main activity. Okay, and then we have other platforms like the common main. In the common main we have this Kotlin package, then we have package, and then this app, and okay, this is the simple code there. Okay, and then if you see in the drawables we have the, sorry, in the composite sources we have drawable. So these are the drawable, all the drawables will be going here similar to the Android. We can add the values here as well for the strings, all those things. So about the sources also we will learn in one separate video. And then, so this, the code we will be writing here in the common one, that will be available to all platforms here, iOS, JS, JVM, everywhere you can access that. In the web also you can see here it is the index.html. Okay, then we have this main file for the web. Similarly for the JVM as well, this is the entry point, this method, main method. For the web also this one is the entry point. If I go to the iOS main, so here it is the main view controller, that is the entry point. We wrap it inside the compose UI view controller, so this will be the entry point for the iOS app. Okay, similarly for web, JS main and Wasm JS main, this is just the, for the web target, these are the platform specific target, because web is compiled to both JS and Wasm JS. So You can say this is the main web target, but if you want to write some specific code related to JS, you can write here. Some specific code which is related to awesome.js, you can write here. Common code for both web targets, you can write in the web main. These are the source sets basically. So if you go to the build.gradle, you can see inside the source sets. So first of all, we need to specify the platform which we are adding here, supporting JVM, JS, Wasm.js. You can see, or for the iOS, we have this list of these architecture devices. Then we have the Android target as well. All these targets are there, and for platforms, support is also for there for these targets. Okay. Then we can write the inside the source sets, write the dependencies. If we want to write the common dependencies, common main dot dependencies block. Here we can add all the common dependencies. These are the some compose inbuilt inside the compose. This runtime, foundation material 3 UI, components, resources, tooling preview. These are the inbuilt inside the compose multi-platform. These are some other libraries we have added there. If you see view model, runtime compose, these are being used from the libs.version.toml. Okay. From here we can directly add the use the dependencies here. This is the dependency version management tool, you can say. So then we can, if you want to add some platform specific dependencies which is not available for other platform, but let's say something is available inside the Android main, you can add that here, but not available inside the other platform. Then you can access this inside the Android main only, but not in common main or other source sets. Okay, it will not be available there. Then we have platform specific setup code as well for Gradle Android. Okay, then we have the for desktop as well. Okay, here we specify the plugins. This is the main plugin, Kotlin Multiplatform. This is the Compose Multiplatform plugin, Compose Compiler plugin, Compose Hot Reload is also available now in Compose Multiplatform. All these plugins are applied there by default. Okay. So now if I show you how you can run the apps. So by default it will provide you this all these configurations here. For Compose app for Android, this is for JS, JVM, Wasm.js, iOS app. All the configurations will be there. You can pick up that here and run. So for the iOS app basically you need to make sure you have the Xcode installed there and or simulator setup is done there. Then it will automatically pick up all the things here, like all the simulator devices here. You can use whatever device you want to use, you can use that. Okay, then you can run. After selecting this you can run, but let's first of all get it completed, Android app. Okay, so one more thing. So basically you need to make sure, if you want to make sure everything is set up correctly, you can check out this tool here, project environment pre-flight checks. This checks all the things are working smoothly for the Kotlin multi-platform project. So you can check out there if any issues there. It will check operating system, Java, Android SDK, Xcode, Gradle project. All the things are available there. That's why it's showing success there. Okay, it's running now. If you see, this is an app, simple app, Compose multi-platform. Similarly, you can run it for other platforms as well. Okay, for the iOS, JS. Okay, you can try running that. It will work. Let's say for iOS, even if it does not work for you iOS, you can at least once open this project inside the Xcode. Inside the Xcode, you just need to open this project basically. Okay, this is the completely Xcode project. Let's try to run it. So this is about the project structure and how we can create the project, how we can run that, where we write what kind of code. Okay, so if you see all the platform specific codes, in the all the platform specific codes, web main, we are using the common code app. Okay, this is inside the common shared UI is there, the compose multi-platform. For compose multi-platform, it is basically built on the Jetpack compose, you can say. So if you know about Jetpack compose, then it is the similar things there. So it is just the extended version of Jetpack compose, you can say. If you don't know, I have complete course code on that as well, you can check out that. So even before starting with the Kotlin multi-platform, I would recommend you to check the Kotlin course on my YouTube. That is the like prerequisite for this. Then you can check out the Jetpack compose crash course as well. That is also the prerequisite if you want to use the compose multi-platform, and then you can move on to this compose multi-platform and Kotlin multi-platform things. So meanwhile, if I show you, if I open one another project as well, which I just downloaded there. Yeah, this one first KMP. This is without the compose multi-platform. So it's compose multi-platform is there, but it is like not, we are not sharing the UI for all the platform. For iOS and web, we are using the native UI. Let's see how this project structure looks like. If you see, shared source set is there, web app source set is also the different one, iOS app that is there, that is in the compose multi-platform project as well there, but here also. So this is the compose app. So here if I will show you, so for the compose app, basically it include Android and common code. So you can say this is just the Android app, this is the iOS app, this is the web app, and this is the shared code. Okay, so inside this, if you want to share, so this is the main shared business logic code you can share here. Okay, so if you will see, every business logic code will be going inside the share, then that can be reused inside this. So if you see here, for the web app, it's using the TypeScript, it using the React using TypeScript, if you see. Okay, so if you see now, all these modules are there, separate ones. For iOS app, for iOS app, it's using the Swift UI. There is no compose multi-platform thing. Okay, even if we compare, if you see here in the common main, we don't have, we just have the app thing here, but this is for the like using used for the Android one, but we don't have the iOS source set here. For the iOS app, it's completely in the Swift UI, but in the another version here, if you see inside the compose app, we are sharing it because we are sharing the UI between iOS, Android, desktop, web for all. That's why in the compose part, in the compose module as well, we have the iOS because this will be connecting the compose part with the iOS app. Similarly, this will connecting with the web app with the compose multi-platform and web. Okay, here if you see here, this thing, this is available only here for using the compose UI. But if you are not using that, then it's just the simple project structure. If you see, there is no iOS or other modules are here. Okay, so this is just for the JVM, because for the desktop and Android we are sharing the UI using compose multi-platform. But for other platforms, it is just the for, especially for iOS and web, we cannot write code inside the compose multi-platform because we are not sharing that, right? So we will be writing the business logic inside the shared module. If you see here, we have all the modules. So this is the shared code, and this is being used for all other platforms. If you see here, so this there comes to the concept of actual and expect, that again we will be discussing in another separate video for writing the platform specific codes. Similarly, if you see here for the web as well, it has some components. Okay, it is because it is using the TypeScript here using the React. So it is using the React for the UI part. But again, we can share, if you see, even if you see, import greeting as Kotlin greeting from shared module, we are importing it inside the TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript, we are using that TypeScript. Okay, similar to the JavaScript, we have TypeScript as well. JavaScript and TypeScript are, you can say, siblings of each other, but TypeScript is the JavaScript plus type checking system is also there. Okay, so if you see, we are using this from the greeting as Kotlin greeting. We typed here greeting from shared module. Okay, if you go to shared, we have the greeting class there. This one we have imported there, so we can use the greet method. And if we go here, you can see we will be using that method somewhere, greeting.greet in the React. Okay, so that this way we can write the business logic, all the API and other things in the shared code, that we can then UI part we can, if you want native UI, we can write the UI part in the Swift UI for iOS, React using for the web, and just the API and other business logic thing inside the shared module. Then you can, we can use that in the iOS and web. So here again, if I will showing you, we are using the import shared module. If you see import shared module, and it here we will be using the greeting class, I guess. Yeah, greeting class object, then calling the greeting method. Here again we are sharing, but UI part is in this native, in the safety UI. But just the business logic thing we can use. Similar to this, we can write the business logic code here in the shared module. Okay, in the shared module. Okay, so we have discussed here both projects structures, both project structures like the compose Kotlin multi-platform, using the all the platforms with the compose multi-platform shared UI, but again using the native UI thing as well. So I have shown you both project structure as well here. So now if you want to run the web app, it will be just working similar to the simple React app. You can say similar to the package.js when we have all the dependencies. You need to run the npm installing these dependencies, and then you can run that npm run dev, that those commands if you know about them. Okay, similar to the iOS app, you can open that inside the Xcode, or you can run it directly from here as well. Okay, so again all those things are there. So that is about this video basically. I have shown you, and let's see if yeah, iOS app is also working. I try to run that from here, that is also working. Okay, so similar to this one, you can try to run this project as well, it will also work perfectly fine. Here we are not sharing the UI for iOS and web, just sharing it for the Android and desktop. So these are two options we can use basically. Okay, so guys, that's all about this video, and I hope you have now got the good idea of how you can create the project, run the project, set up the project, all the things, what are the source sets, everything is covered here. So yeah, that's all about this video. In the upcoming videos we will be covering about all the how Kotlin multi-platform works, what is the source sets, and what are the like targets, all these things we'll be discussing again in the next videos with the architecture things, project structure, and also how the Kotlin multi-platform works while we build. Those things we'll be discussing in depth. Okay, so stay tuned till those videos. So that's all about this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video and understood about Kotlin multi-platform and compose multi-platform things. So I will see you in another video with another cool content. Till then, bye bye, take care, have a great time, keep coding.